Welcome to the Kanavos show on New Earth TV. Please check out and like the show Facebook page by the same name, where tonight's show will be posted along with the Spreaker radio link. The show is live usually on the Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos Facebook page, and you can go there to watch. I'm your host, Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos, but my friends call me Kat, so I hope you will too. I'm the co-author of the Amazon bestseller in the pre-publication book, Dreams That Can Save Your Life, and it's slotted for release April 17th. The book was written with Dr. Larry Burke, who don't go away because at the end of this show, he's coming on for the second half of this show, and we're going to be talking a little bit about the book. The book is about dreams that actually saved people's lives. And speaking of that, we have Lynne Andersen with us tonight, who comes all the way from Ananda Village in Assisi, Italy, to talk about the Academy of Art, Creativity, and Consciousness, her work with dreams, her amazing story about an alien dream that saved her life in the book, Dreams That Can Save Your Life. And we're also going to be talking about her upcoming book with the working title. We were kind of talking about this on the phone, The Power of the Creative Process of Healing and Transformation. So welcome to the show, Lynne Andersen.
Thank you. It's so great to be here. I'm really happy to connect with you and to share with everyone.
You know, this is the first time we've actually gotten to see each other. We were introduced through some other Ananda Village villagers, and the community. And that community is actually a cooperative spiritual community in Northern California. And Savitri Simpson was the member who introduced me to you and said, I have this incredible woman who has these incredible dreams and I want you to meet her. And now you're right here on our show with us all the way from Assisi, Italy. So tell us about the Ananda Village in Assisi, Italy.
There's Ananda centers in many different places in the world. So there's Assisi, Italy, one near Portland, Oregon, near Seattle, near Sacramento, California, and then the original is in Nevada City, California, which is a large area. And the one here in Portland, I'm actually in Portland. My academy, I spend part of the year in Assisi and part of the year in Portland, and I have academies in both places. And so the one here is also a large piece of land where there's a community and a number of people.
And so when you're living in Assisi, Italy for half the year, but you don't have an Italian accent, so you're not Italian, right? Are you an American citizen?
Yeah, and the thing that's the center there is very international. So there's people from all over the world. We have a little piazza where people come for their cappuccinos, and you hear 5 or 6 different languages happening all the time. It's a fun place to be for that reason. And the academy is right across the street from Ananda there, and it's a beautiful building with a big open space gallery and then a hands-on studio in the back for doing creative process work. And here in Portland, there's a beautiful studio with windows and skylights and ability to have a hands-on creative experience connected to a community where there's a retreat center and dining hall and all, so people can come for retreats in art and transformation.
Oh, that's beautiful. So you are part of this Academy of Art, Creativity, and Consciousness. Is that correct? Are you an instructor?
I'm the founder.
Oh, you're the founder. Oh, you're the bigwig. Great. So tell us a little bit about how this academy, how you actually, use dreams in it. You were telling me on the phone and I was absolutely fascinated.
Okay, yeah. Well, the academy itself actually works with all different kinds of modalities of creative process. We use painting, clay, collage, mask making, theater, movement, dance, all of the different modalities of the arts, but not for what you'd think of as art. We use it for opening the creative channel and for getting in touch with our soul and our deep self. And, art is very intrinsically healing, intrinsically transformative. And so we work with that. And of course, dream work is part of that. And I used to do a process. This is the one you're talking about, called dream theater.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say used to, I mean I did it in a dedicated way in the Bay Area with the founder of the method, and I still use it. And it's a lovely way of embodiment in order to explore the meaning of the dream. And so what we would do is we'd meet once a week, and each person would tell their dream. They would say the dream that they wanted to share, and everybody would listen. And then as a group, we would just feel into what is the dream that seems to be resonating for all of us. Like everybody kind of has a connection. And sometimes there'd be like two or three, and then we'd sort of feel into it and we'd choose one. Then we all lay down in a circle with our heads together like a medicine wheel.
Mm.
And then the person, we close our eyes, and the person whose dream it is walks us through the dream really slowly and quietly and with detail. And then at the end of that process, so we've all sort of, shimmered into that dream space. At the end of that process, we get up, and the person whose dream it is teaches each of us a different part. So I might say, Kat, you're perfect for the opera singer in my dream. I want you to be like this. So here's what her energy was, and I'll show you what her energy was like. And you're like this? And I'm like, well, a little bit bigger. And you'll go, okay, like this. And so I'm actually embodying the energy myself in order to teach you. Then I'm handing it to you. So we do this with all the people. Then you get to walk through the dream and experience it as if it were alive and real and happening. And it's so incredibly powerful. It's like you're bringing the mystical energies of the dream life into daylight, and each person is embodying an energy, and suddenly you get very powerful kinesthetic revelations about what it's about. And I've done like Jungian dream work and other kinds of dream work, which are great too, and I really appreciate them, but it's just different. Like you get a kind of mental, symbolic understanding from that, from the Jungian level and the mental
Mm-hmm.
level. And when you do the dream theater process, you get a very, I don't know, like not what you expected, kinesthetic experience that helps you to really get, oh my gosh, that opera singer character is the part of me that needs to be bigger than I am and is afraid to be big, or something like that. But you not only understand that, like get it intellectually, you feel it because you've embodied it, and then you've stood in the face of and stood with a person who's holding that energy for you. So it's a really powerful and transformative method.
In a way, you're almost, in the book we talked about dreaming with others and dreaming for others. So in a way, you're sharing that dream, and they are, like you said, they're embodied in that dream. So they're walking a mile in those shoes. And so you're not just thinking it, you're role playing it, and that allows you to embrace it. You can't role play it if you don't understand it. So it's really, I love this idea. What a
Yeah.
great idea. So have you ever used the masks in with this as well, using the masks in with dream therapy? Because I do that.
Yeah, so after we've gone through, we get a group going and we are all working together and people are good with this approach and experienced in it, we always do mask making process. And so you'll make a mask of a dream character, and sometimes even like a costume and accoutrements and things to help bring it to life, so that you're really beginning to experience the sense of that character. And the more that you embody it, it's like a deep mythic archetypal element in the soul. And the more that you embody it, the more that you get the gifts of its teaching, what it came to show you and teach you.
It's great. I love it. Oh, you know what? Guess we've got Dr. Larry Burke on here with us. I don't know if you can see him, Dana. Can you see him there?
Larry?
Larry, can you hear us? He doesn't have his ears on yet. I asked him if he was able to kind of pop in, and being the perfect little doctor that he is, he did. And so Dr. Larry Burke, for those of you just tuning in for the first time, is the other co-author of the book Dreams That Can Save Your Life. And it's perfect timing because I was just getting ready, Dana, to ask you about your chapter in our book. So Larry, can you hear us now with your ears on? Larry? I don't think you can hear us yet. Can you see us, Larry? All of a sudden he'll just pop in here. Yeah, he's waving to us. Can you hear us? No, Guess not.
Yeah,
Okay, so
I hear you now. Yeah.
okay,
Okay.
great. Larry, this is Dana.
Hi, Dana.
Lynn.
Hi, Larry.
So Dana was just talking about how she uses masks in dream therapy, much like what we did at the IASD a couple of times. But we are just getting ready to talk about her chapter, which is chapter 40 in the book Dreams That Can Save Your Life. A silver spaceship aliens saved my life. So Dana, you were about 29 and you were a single mom with a 2-year-old daughter. That's a scary time to suddenly find that you are diagnosed with stage 4 uterine cancer. Is that right? Do I have that right?
You have that right. Yeah.
And then you're going through chemotherapy now, and you're going through all the usual procedures to try and save your life. And the prognosis was not good. In fact, you wrote that you only had a 5% chance of
4%.
surviving.
Yeah, that's right.
So tell us about your dream. What was really amazing about it was the information, the exact words, the exact information you got from aliens coming out of a spaceship.
Right. No, exactly. So in the dream, the beautiful ship lands that looks a bit like a hong or a hen pan, actually. the classic silver disc kind. And this being comes down and greets me and says, just looks at me very lovingly and compassionately and says, what you need is interferon. And so I'm like, interferon, and luckily I was working with dreams. So I woke up the next morning and I'm remembering this really strange word that I've never even heard before. I'm like, interferon, what is, like, I'm thinking maybe it means interference or something, because I'm here, like maybe I need to interfere or block, and I'm thinking all these symbolic things. And luckily I had a really wonderful doctor who was not necessarily overtly like a natural holistic doctor. He was a very traditional doctor, but I told him the dream, and he just stood there and he said, well, that's very, very interesting, because there's a very new approach, and I just happen to know that they're like piloting this through this university that I'm connected with. It's not even available to the public necessarily, and it looks like it has a lot of promise, and it's called interferon.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, how would I have known? There's no way I could have known. And it's so amazing that he knew too. Like, there's the synchronicity too, because the dream life moves, its threads back and forth through day life and dream life, that my doctor would happen to know about that particular study and that particular trial run that was being held. So it felt like a really beautiful, gift from the dream world. But I had many beautiful dreams during that time period that were very healing and powerful, that helped me to make it through that rather intense, dark night of the soul journey that I was on at a young age.
Yeah. So, Larry, if you had a patient come into you and give you the specific drug that they needed to take when they weren't medically inclined, and so this people from a spaceship told you to take this, how do you think you would feel?
Well, I think I love this story. I think the really shocking thing about it is that it wasn't a drug that was, well known and would have been in the popular literature or the newspaper, and so the fact that you'd never heard of it before and it came out of the blue. That's what really makes this truly amazing, and the fact also that your doctor knew exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, and he had the courage to go ahead and give me that treatment, like
Yeah.
he went ahead and got me on and got the stuff for me.
And there are other stories like this out there. I mean, Bernie Siegel tells one in one of his books about the woman who was told to go see Dana. It was something about Dana, and wound up having to go to the Dana-Farber Cancer Center to get some new experimental procedure.
Interesting. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, just like your name, Dana. So, Dana, how many years ago was that this happened to you?
Well, that would have been over 30 years ago.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
And you only had a 5% chance of surviving?
Yeah, that's right. And so, yeah, it was definitely a miracle and grace and, just a journey of deep, intuitive, spiritual unfoldment and, intuitive messages from the soul. I had another dream, if you don't mind, I'd like to share.
Yeah.
Sure.
I also had a dream, a recurring dream about being in a situation where there was this like attack, and in the dream I would have to just get sound happening. And at first, like in the first few dreams, I sort of stumbled upon it, and then in later dreams I remembered it and began to move into it more. So that what would happen is at a certain point I would start singing or toning, and as I did that, the crowds of people would start to be woken up as if from a trance. The ones that were attacking or being attacked, they would wake up as if from a trance, and it would break the spell. And I came to see it as cancer, like it was this invasion, right? And as I worked with it, I started to do sound work and chanting and toning and healing work with the voice. And that seemed like a really important and powerful part of my healing. And so it came from this dream of, and so like by the last of the dreams, I'm like, whoa, really letting the voice vibrate. And the people are like, oh, I shouldn't be following along in this scenario. I should be waking up and returning, I would say, to, health and wholeness, as opposed to the kind of the hypnosis that cancer was. It was like as if cancer was a hypnosis, a miasma.
I love that. I love that. So Dana, how can our audience find you?
Well, yeah, the Academy. I have the Academy of Art,
I
Creativity.
love that. Can you hold that up for just a second longer so we can?
Yeah,
oh, that's beautiful.
Thank you. The website is Awakening Arts Academy. So Awakening Arts, plural, academy.com. And there's classes and workshops in Europe and in the United States. And there's a transformative art certificate program to learn how to do this method and facilitate other people it's like a midwifery of the soul through the creative process.
I love that idea. That is great. So I know that you are in the process of writing a book. We had a couple of different working titles for it, but when you do finish your book, I hope you'll come back and talk to us about it.
I would love to. It's been a great pleasure to connect with you.
So thank you so much for being with us. Everybody don't go away, because Dr. Larry Burke and I are going to be talking a little bit more about dreams that can save your life. Join us again next week, next Tuesday, same time, same place, and hopefully we'll have the live link going on the Facebook page. Till then, don't let your dreams rule your life. Rule your dreams. Wake up, write them down, and live them.